We are going to stop overcomplicating daily pageant preparation and commit to the moves that win the crown. Why? Because it is January. And even if it's not January when you're listening to this, you're going to be so happy and thanking the pageant gal fairy godmothers out there for letting you listen to this episode because the new year is especially the time when everyone gears up on their pageant journey. Why? Everyone's coming off of the holidays and we've all taken a big break. But now that it's the year of your competition, everyone's going, oh crap. Not necessarily, oh crap. If you're like me, you're not saying, oh crap, you're saying giddy up. But you're saying giddy up. My competition is this year. Let's go. It's the time when most women shift from thinking about pageant prep to actually doing pageant prep. But what happens is that the process gets so overcomplicated, long and convoluted actions and steps and all of these things that can lead someone to either trying to do it all and burning out within the first couple months of the year, or overwhelming themselves with all the options that you could do and then not actually taking any action at all to make progress before your competition, to which you're going to get to the month, the week before your pageant, and then be freaking out and panicking and looking at what all the other delegates are doing and thinking, oh my gosh, they look so much more prepared than me. Or I'm prepared, but I don't feel confident. I've heard it all, I've seen it all, and I don't want to see it this year. And my clients and my gals are not going to be the ones walking into the competitions like this because winners are not doing more, they're doing the right things consistently. Okay. And here's the thing, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. So if you want different results than everybody else at your competition, your daily standards have to rise and have to change. And guess what? I'm not going to make some crazy thing that you have to do, like backpack across like the Great Wall of China or something. These are very simple things that you're going to start doing right after you listen to this episode that you're going to be so grateful that you're actually not only going to see progress in your pageant prep, but you're going to feel so much more better and connected and confident on the journey. And again, I want to emphasize that pageant prep is really not about perfection. Like there's not one way to do something perfectly, and that this is going to apply no matter the type of competition you're going to, no matter when it is, but I highly recommend preparing 3 to 6 months out. And it doesn't matter if you're a first time competitor or not. Like nobody's above doing the basics, doing the small, consistent actions that are going to lead to you winning big crowns and gaining big leadership and influence along the way. So these are your new 3 daily commitments. And I don't know if you take notes when listening to this podcast, but I would be taking some notes because I'm going to get tangible. I'm going to get strategic. I'm going to give you exactly what I would be doing if I knew I had a competition this year. And let me tell you, we're about to enter, it's about to be my 10th year in pageants, which yay, happy decade anniversary to Maria. The pageant gal came after, but it's about to be my decade in pageants. And over the last 10 years, I've won 6 pageants. 6. And now I do this full time. So I'm not messing with you and I'm not going to give you any BS or nonsense. Now, before I go into the 3 daily commitments, here's what I want you to know. There's going to be people who think that you don't need to do this every day. They'll be like, no, that's so much. You have so much other stuff going on. I don't know those people. I'm not one of those people. I only know that I'm hungry for the win. The wins that I've had have changed my life. Yes, the competitions I didn't win have also changed my life, but I know that the wins have got me to where I am today and that I'm going to go all in to win and that there's nothing that I wouldn't do to prioritize that. And so if you're thinking to yourself, well, do I really have the time to do this each day? The real question is like, do you have the time not to do it? Time's going to pass anyway. So you have to prioritize what you want and what you're doing. So let's go into this, my gals. Okay. And now, if already you're like, oh, I don't want to do something every day, like this ain't the episode for you because the gals who are gunning to win and who want this and who deeply desire to make a really big impact and change their life through the crown and beyond, you're not even going to like second guess or like doubt or complain about having to do something every day. Okay. So your first daily commitment that you're going to do is something related to your self-connection. Okay. This is your foundation for everything. This is the relationship that you have with yourself, with your person, with your identity, with who you are. Okay. Because I have something else that's similar, but it's going to be different for number 2. So if you skip this, like, don't talk to me. No, you can talk to me still, but don't listen to what I'm about to say next because if you do not have a close, confident, comfortable relationship with yourself, why? Like the crown is not going to matter. The journey is not going to matter. It's always going to feel like this outside in approach. It's always going to feel like there's something missing and that the pageant journey, the crown is like a hole that you're trying to fill within you. And that's not what you want. Or you're going to have some other nonsense coming at you, like fake it till you make it, which I just don't do. What matters to me the most is that you are the true, most confident, authentic version of you in front of the judges, in front of your director, in front of other delegates. And that comes from building a relationship with yourself where you love, know, and trust the woman that you are. Because here's the thing, if you look in the mirror and you don't love who you see and you don't love who you are, you've got two options. One, change the things that you don't love, or two, learn to own, love, and embrace them because heck, what other option do you have? And that's a process. That does take time. And that does take relationship building. All relationships, right? If we want a strong relationship, we have to work on building it. And we have to take the time to actually nurture that relationship. And that relationship with ourselves is no different. And here's what I know and what I've seen in my decade in being in pageantry is that disconnected women chase validation. They chase and need other people to approve of them. They need other people to show up in a certain way so that they feel better about themselves. But the woman who's connected to herself, she is grounded. She doesn't need other people to show up in a certain way. And that type of woman commands rooms, she commands stages. So, what are you actually going to do to build this connection with yourself? Here are some practices that I have here that you can, take and try on or do different ones, right? This doesn't have to be super prescriptive, but something every single day to connect with yourself. And this is not something you're going to think about doing. You actually have to sit down and do the work, okay? So, and I've done all of these things. I continue to do all of these things. And we're not above doing the basic daily practices like journaling or doing some form of written reflection. This could be in the form of gratitude, reflecting at the end of the day, celebrating your wins each day, doing a stream of consciousness journaling to like get your thoughts out of your head. Again, there's no right or wrong. If you want to go out and get like a whole journal with like prompts and things like that, you can, but spend one day or spend a page every day and write things down. What you love about yourself, what you're proud about yourself for, and notice how the relationship with yourself starts to change even after a week. It might seem crazy, and it just might because you're like, well, I know, or maybe you've done that before, but it's always going to help you connect with yourself because we spend so much time observing what's around us or consuming what's around us instead of sitting down, turning off our phone, putting away, our laptop or TV, or just taking some time away from other people to actually connect with ourselves. So that's one. Another one that I really love that I'm going to be completely honest, I have an intention to work on more this year is sitting in silence and meditation. Whether you call it prayer, meditation, silence, doesn't really matter to me. But doing something where you're not doing anything, which is the hardest thing to do. I go to the gym 3 days a week, and on Fridays we always do Pilates, and then sometimes we'll do an end of the day meditation. And every time the workout instructor says, and I've heard this before from different like yoga instructors, we'll be lying in corpse pose, which is essentially like just laying on your back, arms at your side for like a couple of minutes. And this pose is the hardest one for people to do because we think, oh, I'm not doing it right, or what's going on? Is there a timer? Is it too cold? And our mind starts to go off. Silence and meditation and just being able to sit with yourself is one of the hardest practices. I don't want to say hard as if like it's going to be hard for you, but it's one of the hardest things for people to continue to do and master because we're so busy and focused. Like our ego just wants to be fed by other things around us and by doing things. And sitting in silence and meditation actually helps so much connect to your intuition, to who you are, to your creativity, to your clarity. Okay. So before you go and do another runway practice or buy another gown, why don't you sit with yourself for 5 minutes? Another option, I just kind of wrote it down here, is gratitude, doing different forms of gratitude, whether it's saying it out loud, writing it down, going for a walk and doing a gratitude walk. Gratitude itself is its own practice. And it's something that you can and should do every single day. And if you're feeling like things are good and you're like, oh, I don't need to do it today, that's when you actually want to maintain it and continue doing it because it's going to help you anchor into abundance. And it's really hard. I always tell this to my clients. It's really hard to be in lack and doubt and abundance at the same time. And gratitude helps you shift into abundance. So again, the first thing, like this is your foundation, who you are, how you show up. This is something that you get to do every day. And you get to wake up and do it first thing in the morning, knowing that this is your pageant queen crown prep. It's not hard. If you don't have a notebook, go get one. I love buying notebooks that are like always on brand or getting them as gifts and going through them and filling up the pages and then getting a new one. Like make this part of your practice. Okay. And this doesn't have to take more than a couple of minutes. The second one, this one's gonna be this one's gonna be a little bit bigger than the first one, gals. Okay. The second thing that I would be doing if I knew I had a pageant, whether it's local, national, or international, that I wanted to win this year, and the thing that I would be doing every single day, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who your mama is. I would be doing, like when I tell you religiously, I would be doing these three things. One, self-connection. The second is movement. I would be moving my body. And no, I don't just mean like a little shimmy back and forth. No, I mean like I would be exercising, working out, at a minimum, walking. At a minimum, walking and stretching. But even that, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bare minimum. I would be doing some type of movement. And here's the thing that we need to get across, especially in the pageant world, because I totally get that. Not just in the pageant world, like poor women, like we have so many like societal expectations, and there's so many like eating disorders and body dysmorphia and all of these like beauty standards that are unrealistic. But is, here's the baseline of this. Movement is not about punishing yourself. It's about embodying yourself more and connecting with your body more. This is different than the first one, where it's more about a relationship with yourself. This is about your physical being, the vessel that you are here in. And movement and exercise, it's not about punishing your body or yourself. It really is about embracing and embodying it. That is going to be the most important thing you hear today. I just know it. This matters so much. Like I can do a whole episode on this, whether it's about how the endorphins that you get and how you feel better when your body is in motion, how it actually conjures up more energy. I know so many people think like I don't have the energy to work out, but it's actually the opposite. It's like you don't just have the energy to go work out or to move your body. It's like you create the consistency and discipline of moving your body and working out, and it actually creates more energy for you. Rarely ever am I done a workout and I need a nap. It's always like I need a nap before the workout. When I go work out, I'm energized. I'm ready to go. I'm like, hey, I'm moving. Everything is like sharpened and it's alert and it's clear. And I'm like, hey, let's keep going and moving forward. And then there's also the physical aspect where your body is stronger, where it's more attuned to the movements that you want it to do, right? You want to stand taller on stage. You want to walk stronger. You want to look and feel more confident in a room. You have to know how to engage the muscles and stretch and strengthen those parts and aspects of your body that can hold you to that way, right? That doesn't just happen. It happens through training your body to learn how to carry yourself like a queen, right? Whether it's posture, whether it's stability, whether it's strength, whether it's being able to walk in your heels without your knees bending. There isn't just like a quick fix to that. It's training your body to learn how to do that. And also, I'll just say, I think like one of the biggest things that for me, I noticed it because I was on my walking pad the other day. And that's it. Sometimes it's just the walking pad that I do. But it also helps me really tap into a well of creativity. I almost got to watch myself walking on my walking pad because I will have new ideas flourish, content ideas, program ideas, things for clients in particular, like things that I want to do, initiatives I want to create. Like so much happens when our body is in movement and we're getting in a different flow state, and just our creativity is allowed to come through. It just does come through a little bit more. And I literally will always have a note open on my phone because I just know things are going to come up. Same thing when it comes to meditation. You'll also notice that it taps into your creativity. So, movement. It could be walking, right? This doesn't have to be super complicated. Um, Doing your runway practice is absolutely a type of movement. You could definitely say that, but I didn't want this to be too pageanty. Not this one, at least. Working out, yoga class, doing some form of workout class, or going to the gym on your own. And again, I want to emphasize that this is not about having a perfect body, but having a body that you feel powerful in and that you feel proud to present. This is the most important non-negotiable for me as well. I say the most important, they're all important to me, but these are things that I do every single day. It made me feel so happy. It was just Friday. What day was Friday? January 2nd. I didn't even have to think about going to the gym. There was no New Year's resolution about, oh, I'm going to go to the gym more consistently. No, I'm like, I already go to the gym consistently. I've been going to the gym consistently, I mean, practically my whole life because I played sports when I was little. But I'm like, there's no New Year's resolution. It's just a part of me. And that felt so good to do that. Like the minute that the new year hit, it wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even a bait. It wasn't even a question. I was at the gym and I was going, and it felt good and it felt amazing. And again, I've been doing it ever since I started pageants, and I will continue to do it beyond. So move your body. So I got a little deep with you. Okay. First two commitments, relationship with yourself. Second commitment is relationship and connection to your body, moving your body. Okay. The third one is pageant specific, pageant prep, doing one intentional action every single day. Now, most of you are going to freeze. Most of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so much. I don't have time every day. I'm so busy. I have work, I have school, I have family, I have boyfriends, I have this. I don't care. You can do something every single day for pageant prep, if not one of the first two, one of these things. And again, the whole idea is not thinking or not waiting until one day of the week where you try and batch and do absolutely everything, but rather making it a consistent practice for something that you want to achieve. Almost think like a bodybuilder. A bodybuilder isn't just leaving their meal, like eating all their meals and doing all their workouts on one day. It's like they have to do something every single day leading up, even in the off season. Even in the off season. So doing something that is even small that can help build and compound you will be thanking yourself, especially when in pageantry, there's so many skills to learn and master. There's no excuse for not doing something every day. So I'm going to share with you a few that can be a little bit lighter and easier that you're going to start. Again, you might already be doing them, but I want you to think about them as being pageant prep that you're doing. So, and again, this is all to help you move forward, right? Move the needle forward so that you get even closer in your confidence, in your skill, in your performance to win. One is posting a piece of content related to your pageant journey, something about your platform, about sponsors, about the pageant itself, about your personal life. Your social media is your stage. This is a really great way that you can use this for pageant prep. Second is reaching out to sponsors and building connections. Here's the difference. I don't just mean send out 5 sponsor letters. I mean actually get in conversation and communication and connection with other people. I actually mean like find and connect with people online that you'd want to have a sponsorship relationship with down the road. And maybe send them a message and just tell them they're doing awesome. Maybe go visit the store and go shopping or something like that. I don't know. But do something to build relationships, not just send out a ton more letters that nobody's going to listen or reply to. Of course, you could practice one interview question. If not practicing a question, review your interview strategy. This could be in your journal that you're doing as you're writing out your core points. My clients will know what this is. Reviewing the handbook, reviewing due dates, right? Making sure that you're on top of all of the things that you need to do, that you need to get. Working on wardrobe and styling and putting different clothes together. I know that everyone loves to leave this to the last minute, but guess what? Things pile up at the last minute. A lot ends up happening. There's different appointments, there's different things that you have to do, there's last minute things. So don't leave it all to the last minute. Okay. So what do we have? Content, we had sponsors, runway, doing even 5 minutes of runway practice, 5 minutes of heel practice of some kind. It doesn't have to be just 5 minutes of heels practice every single day. You could do something different every day, but even 5 minutes now is better than just doing an hour for 4 weeks from now. It would almost be better for you to do like 5 to 10 minutes once or twice a week versus just one time, a month from now. That's not going to do much for you. And again, I don't want you to wait for motivation. I really want you to move with intention and make this a consistent habit of yours. And I know I'm speaking to the women that I don't even have to tell that to you. I know that you're just ready to go, but I feel like everyone's just kind of like waking up from the holidays and they're gearing up and getting ready to go. That sometimes you do kind of need that kick in the butt to say, giddy up, let's go. Like this is the year I'm here to compete. This is the year I'm here to win. And I want to do something every day, but I don't know what. Like, what should I do? What should I start with? And I'm here to tell you it doesn't matter what you start with. It just matters that you're doing something every single day. And that if you want to know the exact specific things that you should be doing in order to increase your chances to win, that is what I help my clients with in spaces like the Queen Collective. And we also have Miss Queen of the Screen, our virtual pageant coming up. So with that being said, this is the first podcast of the new year, or whenever you're listening to this, it's okay. But key takeaways are that your consistency in your preparation is so much more important than your intensity. And don't delay what you could be doing now, months from now, because that's progress. That's results that you could be making that you're not. What a lot of women are doing now in January is starting to gear up and setting the tone for the way that they want their competition to go. Don't let yourself be one of the ones who is feeling overwhelmed or feeling understimulated at this time, right? Like get yourself in gear, get yourself in action so that you're right alongside your peers in making that progress too. Kind of similar to the first one, but it's a little bit more about setting the tone for the year that you want to have. And lastly, I really want you to ask yourself, am I acting and moving like the woman who knows she's beyond capable of winning? Or am I just kind of sitting and hoping that someone's going to come save me and kick my butt in gear? Because here's the thing, I know that you have a lot riding on this. I know that you're investing a lot. I know that this means a lot to you. And it's something that you think about all the time and that you love. And therefore, there's nothing that I know you wouldn't do to make this happen. And I'm not asking you to move mountains. What I'm telling you to do is spend time every day connecting with your body, moving your body, connecting with yourself, and doing some form of pageant prep. All three of these go together, and these are the three things that create winners this year. I'll leave you with that, my gal. And again, if you're ready to move forward and actually know the specific things you should be doing each week or each month based on where you're at and how far you are from your pageant journey, this is your sign to apply to work together. We have the Queen Collective kicking off our first call of the year. It's January. Everyone is always so excited and geared up and ready to go. And we also have the very last edition of my virtual pageant, Miss Queen of the Screen, that will be live in February. So you will want to stay tuned for all of the details coming for that. It's already open. The applications are open. I'll leave the link in the show notes below, but you better be in there if you want real-time pageant practice and judging and scoring and feedback and the chance to win amazing prizes because this is the year that you're going to win. And how we're doing that is through these three daily commitments to yourself. So save this. Let's work together. Let's make it happen. And I will see you in the next episode.